What is going on, everybody? This is CardboardCellar, and I hope everyone had an awesome Christmas. Today's video is going to be COMC Order Part 3, featuring the PSA 10 Gem Mint slabs that I picked up of Marshall Faulk for my Marshall Faulk Master Set collection. I think this is probably the video that you guys have been really waiting on to see. I picked up a total of 21 different PSA 10 Gem Mints of Marshall Faulk for my Marshall Faulk Master Set collection. Some of these actually in this order aren't currently on the Marshall Faulk Master Set checklist for the PSA set registry, but I do believe that the ones that aren't on the checklist as of right now do fit the parameters to be inserted into the Marshall Faulk Master Set checklist. So I'll definitely have to put in a request to get these added to the Marshall Faulk Master Set checklist for the PSA set registry. Like I said, I do think they fit the parameters, so I'll definitely have to do that. But like I said, I picked up a total of 21 different PSA 10 Gem Mints of Marshall Faulk to add to my Marshall Faulk Master Set collection. Super happy about my pickups because that makes a pretty significant jump into my Marshall Faulk Master Set PSA 10 Gem Mint collection. Like I said, all these are PSA 10 Gem Mints. If you guys have watched my previous Marshall Faulk video, all Gem Mint 10s, and this definitely makes a pretty big jump in this collection. And I'm super happy to show you guys my pickups in this COMC order. So let's go ahead and get right into it because it's going to be a super long pickup. Like I said, 21 different PSA 10 Gem Mints of Marshall Faulk in this video. So let's go ahead and get right into it. This first one is coming from 1995 Classic National PSA 10 Gem Mint of Marshall Faulk. Of course it's Marshall Faulk, right? It's the Marshall Faulk video. 21 different cards of Marshall Faulk in this video, all PSA 10 Gem Mints. This is a sweet one to start off with right now. 1995 Classic National Marshall Faulk PSA 10 Gem Mint. As with all my other videos, I'll definitely add my purchase price when I go to edit it, as well as the pop report on these, because I think it just gives you a little more insight on how much I paid, also a little bit more insight on the cards, so you guys have a little bit more knowledge about my collection. I think that's always a cool idea when the collectors do that, so you guys kind of see how much they're spending on these cards and kind of what kind of collection they build with the money they spend. So I think it's a neat thing I've been doing with my videos, and I hope you guys are enjoying it, and I'll definitely continue to do so. But the first one here is the 1995 Classic National Marshall Faulk PSA 10 Gem Mint. On to our next one. Coming from, I also have these ordered by year and somewhat alphabetical order, so we'll be starting with obviously the lower years and ending up with the higher years, the more recent years. So this next one's coming from, again, 1995. This is the Collector Choice PSA 10 Gem Mint of Marshall Faulk. Sweet Collector's Choice PSA 10 Gem Mint of Marshall Faulk. Man, just looking at this stack beside me, it's a bunch of cards, and like I said, I'm super happy to make a huge jump in this Marshall Faulk Master Set collection. And definitely will be continuing adding a bunch more in the future, as this is, like I said, been extremely fun for me. And just looking at these cards, I'm kind of just amazed how many I've already picked up. Pretty sweet. Nice 1995 Collector's Choice Marshall Faulk PSA 10 Gem Mint. On to the next one. This is coming from 1995 Summit Marshall Faulk PSA 10 Gem Mint. Seems like would be a fairly easy grade for this card, with the white bordering on the front and back. Can't really contain any chipping, so seems like a fairly easy grade to get for this card. Nice PSA 10 Gem Mint from 1995 Summit of Marshall Faulk. On to our next one. Come from 1995 again. I think we have a bunch of 1995s. Actually, this is the last one, but we had, what, 4 of them? 1995 Tops, this one is. Marshall Faulk PSA 10 Gem Mint. 1995 Tops. Again, what seems to be a pretty easy set to get a 10 in. 1,000 Yard Club right there on the side. I got the white borders. Don't think it'd be too hard. This is actually card really well centered. Sometimes you see on the back, 10s are pretty off-centered, but this is actually front and back pretty well centered, which is pretty sweet to me. Definitely has great eye appeal on this one. 1995 Topps Marshall Faulk PSA 10 Gem Mint. On to our next one. Coming from 1996, finally get out of the 1995s. Coming from 1996 Action Packed Marshall Faulk PSA 10 Gem Mint. Sweet, sweet card. Do love that. Kind of look like you're making a tackler miss right there. Bouncing to the outside of what it looks like. Sweet card. Don't have too many of these. Most of them are horizontal cards. Most of them are vertical so far, so it's a nice horizontal. 1996 Action Packed Marshall Faulk PSA 10 Gem Mint. And on to our next one. Coming from 1996 Playoff Prime PSA 10 Gem Mint of Marshall Faulk. Nice little action shot, getting the handoff. This one may be, doesn't look like it'd be too hard, because I think you could tell pretty much if the corners are bad or the edges are bad by looking at the colored back. So it shouldn't be too hard to grade something like this. But it does look like it kind of has like a foil look on the front, so that could be maybe your major problem for grading this card. But still a nice 1996 Playoff Prime PSA 10 Gem Mint of Marshall Faulk. Next one is coming from 1996 Skybox Impact. Another Marshall Faulk PSA 10 Gem Mint. Of course, all these are going to be Marshall Faulk PSA 10 Gem Mints. But it's kind of cool to kind of say it over and over again, because it's kind of surreal to have this many already of Marshall Faulk. All PSA 10 Gem Mints. To me, it's pretty surreal how fast I moved this collection and how many are actually out there that I picked up. What I feel like is a really good price, because I got most of these for under what it actually costs to grade these in bulk orders. So I'm pretty happy about that, and just happy about how many I've already accumulated. Like I said, all PSA 10 Gem Mints. This is a nice 1996 Skybox Impact Marshall Faulk PSA 10 Gem Mint. Another nice action shot there. Hopefully he gets out of that arm tackle on his legs, but it doesn't look like he's going to get wrapped up in that photo, but still pretty sweet. Next one is coming from 1996 Upper Deck Silver. Of course, it's Marshall Faulk. Sweet, sweet card. Looks like this one has a little bit a more foil look on the front, so that could be your major problem on this card from getting a 10 on it. Sweet card. $1996 Upper Deck Silver Marshall Faulk PSA 10 Gem Mint. Next one is coming from 1997 Collector's Choice. Looks like, again, another fairly easy one. That'd be pretty easy to get a 10 in with the white borders. Actually does look a little off-center from left to right, but still got the 10. Sweet, sweet card. Actually a little off-center on the back too, from top to bottom, but still a sweet card. Look like it'd be fairly easy to get a 10 in this one as well, with the white borders. Nice 1997 Collector's Choice Marshall Faulk PSA 10 Gem Mint. Next one is coming from 1998 UD Choice. Another one of the white borders. Shouldn't be too hard to get a 10 in. Still a sweet, sweet card. Again, you know, all these, even the easy ones, aren't always guaranteed 10s. So, just having a 10, highest grade for PSA. I think that's why I also went with PSA when I started up this collection. You know, there's that choice of getting, you know, Beckett's. But Beckett's just got so many different grades. You got 9.5, pristine 10s, black labels, 9. So I just kind of went with the easier one, and I do prefer the PSA slabs than the Beckett's. That's why this collection is going to be, I think all my graded card, Hall of Fame graded card collection will be in PSA. Maybe some down the line I go to Beckett, but I do prefer PSA as of right now. So that's what all my Hall of Fame graded cards will be, as well as my Marshall Faulk Master Set collection. So a nice 1998 UD Choice PSA 10 Gem Mint of Marshall Faulk. Next one is coming from 2000 Skybox Dominion. It's got a lot of white on this card, so could be should be a very easy grade. Just probably mostly looking for surface defects and maybe some centering issues, but still a sweet card. 2000 Skybox Dominion, Marshall Faulk, PSA 10 Gem Mint. On to our next one. I think obviously from here on out they're all 2000 cards. I don't think we got too high in the 2000s, but still nice stack of Marshall Faulk PSA 10 Gem Mint slabs. This one's coming from 2001 Pacific Vanguard. Yeah, we definitely didn't get to his, I don't believe we got to his retirement year in these slabs. Obviously, they're all playing years, as that's required for the Marshall Faulk Master Set PSA Set Registry. They have to be in his playing years, so obviously they're all playing years, but I don't think we made it up to his retirement. I don't think. His retirement year. I think we're just a little bit under that, but here's a nice 2001 Pacific Vanguard Marshall Faulk PSA 10 Gem Mint. Next one's coming from 2002 Bowman Chrome. Sweet card. Does have a little bit of a scuff right there on that case right there, but definitely pretty happy to add a Bowman Chrome, or just any Chrome card. PSA 10 Gem Mint of Marshall Faulk. Just with, with Chrome cards, they tend to have a lot of surface defects, just even coming out of the packaging. You have like little dimples and stuff all over the card. So I don't know if it was too like popular on Chrome cards back in the day as it is now, but I'm pretty happy to add a nice Chrome PSA 10 Gem Mint of Marshall Faulk. It's got black borders on the back too, so those would be probably what you'd be looking at for getting a 10 on this card, but a nice 10 on 2 Bowman Chrome, Marshall Faulk, PSA 10 Gem Mint. Next one is coming from 2002 Fleer Authentics Front Row. I believe this one is actually numbered as well. It kind of looks like a little ticket stub. Just sweet. And I believe, like I said, I believe this is numbered. Yeah, it is numbered. 124 out of 150. So a nice numbered PSA 10 Gem Mint of Marshall Faulk. Sweet card. Coming from 2002 Fleer Authentics Front Row. PSA 10 Gem Mint of Marshall Faulk. Next one is coming from 2002. Actually, these next two are pretty cool because they're basically from the same set, but one's full size and one's mini. So it's pretty sweet to have both of these. Coming from 2002 Fleer Box Score. Here's the full size one. I think I paid up a little bit more for the mini that I'm going to show you guys next, but just kind of had to have them, to have the full size and the mini in a PSA 10 is pretty sweet. I think both of them are actually pop ones, if I'm not mistaken on that, which is even cooler because of just having the full size and the mini pop ones, PSA 10s of Marshall Faulk. I think that's why I paid up a little bit more for the mini. Just because I just thought it would be so neat to have both of them, full size and mini pop ones, PSA 10 Gem Mints. So here's the full size 2002 Fleer Box Score, PSA 10 Gem Mint of Marshall Faulk, and here is the mini from 2002 Fleer Box Score Miniatures. A little off center in the case, but I think I can get it back if I shake it around a little bit. I can get it more centered because I think it's shipping made it a little off center in the case, but it's pretty sweet to have the full size and the miniature from 2002 Fleer Box Score. Sweet card, and obviously my first mini PSA 10 Gem Mint of Marshall Faulk. So that's pretty sweet. Awesome looking card. 2002 Fleer Box Score. Miniatures, PSA 10 Gem Mint of Marshall Falk. Got a few more left, guys. I know this is going to be a pretty long video, but like I said, I'm super happy just to add all these cards so far. Like I'm up there in the numbers. I'll have the numbers at the end of the video, but this next one's coming from 2002 Pacific Atomic. Sweet. Little die cut action from 2002 Pacific Atomic. PSA 10 Gem Mint. Awesome looking card. Next one is coming from 2002 Playoff Absolute Memorabilia. Kind of got some reflection on this card, so I think probably be one of the main things. Also with the colored back here, would probably be the things that you're looking at on this card to get a 10 in it. Would be the front surface and then the colored back. 2002 Playoff Absolute Memorabilia, PSA 10 Gem Mint of Marshall Falk. It looks like we've got 3 more. This one's coming from 2002 Upper Deck MVP. I believe I paid up on this card. Yeah, I don't really know why. Just maybe it's a pop one, but still thought it was a pretty good deal to add it to the Marshall Falk Master Set collection. Sweet looking card. Coming from 2002 Upper Deck MVP, PSA 10 Gem Mint of Marshall Falk. On to our second to last card, coming from 2003 Fleer Snapshot. This is probably one of my favorites. I do love these like little portrait photos. Sweet little image of Marshall Falk Fleer Snapshot. Pretty sweet. I love the design of this card. Like I said, I'm pretty high on like little portrait photos of players, so this is a sweet one. Fleer Snapshot, coming from 2003 Fleer Snapshot. Marshall Falk PSA 10 Gem Mint. Sweet looking card. I love the design of this card. And on to our final card in COMC order, part 3 in our last order, or our last part of this COMC order. Coming from 2004 Fleer Inscribed. Obviously, it is a PSA 10 Gem Mint of Marshall Falk. Awesome looking card. Do love the white borders on this card. It does make the kind of the image stand out a little bit more, which is sweet. Such a sweet looking design on this one. Probably a fairly easy card to grade with all the white on this card and how big white borders they have. So it should be a fairly easy grade if somebody else was looking to grade this card, just with all the ginormous white borders. But still a sweet PSA 10 Gem Mint Marshall Falk from 2004 Fleer Inscribed to finish off this 21 card PSA 10 Gem Mint COMC order of Marshall Falk to add to my Marshall Falk Master Set collection. Like I said, super excited, guys. I'll definitely have the numbers showing up here where I'm currently at in my Marshall Falk Master Set collection and how much I paid so far. I think I got a really good deal on all these cards. I think majority of them were bought under the price it is to grade, even in a bulk order, which I think is like $7. So I'm super happy to have all these 10s piled up already on Marshall Falk, and I'm definitely kind of curious to see how many I'll have of just Hall of Famers and Marshall Falk himself, all in PSA 10s. I think it would be a pretty sweet collection to continue on growing. And other than that, guys, this has been CardboardCellar, and I hope you guys enjoyed.